Love, love, peace, and light, and protection. Whew. Waking up this morning, I had like the most lit dream. It was kind of ongoing, and I would wake up to go to the restroom, and then I wash my hands and come back to bed and go right back to it. It was just crazy, but I'm not going to share all of it, but I'll share parts of it. So basically, in the dream, I was told that I met this person in my dream, but first, I was a child and I was trying to go through my emotions or sort my emotions out in my psyche. And then I was spending my day avoiding my mother, and my mother would come into the home and then she would start spewing venom, basically. Now, she didn't know that's what she's doing. The dream was very symbolic, and the dream was there to explain to me some health issues. Um, they're very basic health issues that can be fixed very quickly that I'm going through. And it's due to my environment and the people in my environment and my my inability to tap in properly and alleviate the issues of imprinting or allowing energy to soak or seep into me during the day. Now, I work in a very specific kind of environment. It's a dirty environment. So I have to be present every day. And I had gotten out of my routine. As long as I stick to my routine and I ground every day and I do the things that I need to do for myself, I'm always fine. So that's what I find myself doing on my days off, but I can't just do them on my days off. I have to do them every single day. So that's what I find myself reverting back to. Now, the dream, in the dream, the mother went through and she was doing inappropriate things. Like all the dream was very, very symbolic. And the inappropriate things she was doing, it's like triggers for me. Because when you grow up in a household full of people that are only concerned with their own selves, and there's no thought process put into healing and things like that, they're like you don't have healing mechanisms, you have survival mechanisms. So basically, I got a diagnosis, a free diagnosis of myself in a little mini healing session in the dream. So it went through all these different modalities on how to heal myself. And it was teaching me how to um, turn the poisonous thinking around, like to combat it on a daily basis with the techniques of thought and talk and speech. And it was very intense, but it was teaching me at the same time. Like you, when you felt this, it was going through my body, saying you feel this here and you feel that there. Well, you have to need that, and then when we say need that, you can do that through touch. You can do it through massaging. However, if the massager is not doing their healing health for themselves, you're just going to get more energy within you. You're different. You're delicate. You have to treat yourself that way. You are special. So I say to the empathic people out there, to the psychic mediums out there and the seers, you're special. You're delicate. You have to be sure of the people that you go to for healing. You have to go to the ones who understand that they have to be healed and they need their downtime. Doctors need doctors too. Do you understand? Healers need healers too. So we have a responsibility, excuse me, we have a responsibility to not only heal others, but be healing of ourselves. And if we see another healer and you say kind things, good words, positive words to that person, they're up and coming. I go through these moments where I want to duck out totally of society. It's a little harder these days because I'm told there's things I need to learn before I can duck out. And the way I learn is I have to get my whole body into the learning process. I have to feel, touch, experience. And then my teacher, my guide was going through my body and telling me how to release certain pains and aches that I had within myself. Things that I already know how to do. Some of them I already knew how to do, but I didn't realize I had reverted back to when I was a child and started holding onto imprints. I didn't realize I was doing that. So, just like my grandfather used to do when I was a kid, he would go through with a soothing voice. Like for me, I'm very into tones and frequencies because energies are healing. Energies heal me. And I was taught as a child how to heal through energies. So it's coming back, and I taught my daughter some things when she was younger, but she says she doesn't remember them, which is amazing to me because she used to be a very healing child. But I taught her how to release first before I taught her how to heal because I wanted her to be used to releasing. And now I know why. But I spent this time with this individual, with the mother in the dream. And then I felt so sick after the mother left. And I wanted to throw up, but I couldn't throw up because I wasn't, for whatever reason, I was holding it. And then the second character in the dream came through, the guru, I'll call him, and his voice was soothing, and he spoke in a tone that was healing. And I'm not really sure what tone level it was, but it was very healing in my body parts. Different parts of my body just start releasing. And right now, talking and explaining it, I feel a releasing in the nape of my neck. It's quite odd, but it's exhilarating because it lets me know my body held on to the dream and it's acting accordingly. So, excuse me. So, in the dream, there's different ways to greet your chakra and to make it known what you need done for your body. Now, when we release energy, you want to release the energy to, first you transmute the energy and then you release it. You transmute the energy because you don't want harmful energy getting out and harming someone else who may not have the skills or the knowledge on how to transmute said energy and it can become something vile. You don't want that. So you transmute the energy first. This is just a basic rundown, but it can get deep. So in the dream, he's talking me through the process, and he's talking me through my body parts and what's going on with my body parts, like in the bile, why the bloating, why the gas, and why the this and the that. And of course, a video that I saw that Yaki did, it explained in detail because I was having an issue with eating. And I was kind of afraid to eat because I knew there was something I needed to know about the eating, but I wasn't tapping in with the ancestors because every time my schedule changes, it's kind of like a distraction and it takes me off my square. So the ancestors were like, we have a fix for that, but you have to tap in, even if it's just 15 minutes. So after the soft reprimand, I was shown like what parts of my body were being affected and why certain parts hurt and what was trying to build and what the fix was for that. And basically, it all boils down to proper release. So, in proper release, the empath has to acknowledge the issue, the pain, the emotion, where it's coming from, why it came, what possibly was a formative experience of said pain as to why we learn how to cope with it improperly, and to go into the imprinting or the deep-seated emotional burial. Okay, so an imprint basically somewhere along the way, the empath, psychic medium, seer, um, took in the information, right? And you held it and you encapsulated it, if you will. If you think of, okay, so if you swallowed a mouthful of, say, something dry, like a dry ingredient, and this is just for the sake of visualization, maybe you can take it in this way. So, say for instance, if like how people with pica have cravings for odd things like flour or starch, it's usually starches that they crave, but they get it from different kinds of sources. So their body goes in search of trying to find this thing that they want. Now, in the pica is just what do you call it? A symptom. The pica is a symptom, but the pica also tells you whatever thing that person with the pica is craving. It also tells you where the lack is, like what organ is lacking something, or where what needs to be addressed um, or given to kind of combat that symptom, if that makes sense. So the pica is kind of messaging to the practitioner and the person. The only thing is, we're so far removed from nature that we don't even understand what the pica is. And then these so called doctors, modern day doctors or healers, they try to give you some bullshit so they can sell you some bullshit so they can keep you in your bullshit. And that's just me, for lack of better words, I need you to understand. So, and from my understanding, curse words are frustration. And again, it's a symptom of a greater problem. So because I'm not clean where I need to be, I get frustrated easily about cleaning, so to speak. So, and this plays out in many different ways. You'll have a person that's a neat freak start not wanting to clean, or you'll have a person that is like, you'll get jumbled in your mind, so your atmosphere gets jumbled. So, the first steps against that is to be compulsive cleaner, which sometimes turn into OCD, but I don't know, OCD is kind of a good thing to have. You know what I'm saying? So it all evens itself out in the end, but you're seeking to find balance and not to burn yourself out. But anywho, so it's telling me what these things are and how to fix it, these ailments in the body or these symptoms in the body. Now, it's a tedious process, so I slept until 11 today, which is crazy. My phone was on because I listened to different types of beats and things of that nature, trying to move energy around and push energy out. And then once it was, so I went through all these different modalities. It took me through some stuff, man, I'm telling y'all. So then in one portion of the dream, I went through hula. So I went through hula, belly dancing, and it's another modality. I forget what it's called, where you what's it called? I can't think of the name of it, but basically you make different sounds, and they sound like grunting sounds or things like that. It's in addition to the tapping. So the sounds or the vibrations that you make, different shamans do this, and what they're doing is they're breaking up the pockets of pain, if you will, like those pocketed areas. Like, okay, so for instance, as a child, I used to have pain in my ovaries, and I never realized it was from the molestation trauma. So, and I would say I found out by accident, but I didn't really, because in a dream that I had, they were doing African dances, and then they were doing the hip shakes and the hip drops, and of which you do more hip dropping, like in the belly dance techniques. Now, these are all crafts that we shared amongst women. Women shared this knowledge among one another when the sisterhood was stronger. Um, so in the hip dropping, you kind of it's kind of, if you would think of an energy ball, and you take an energy ball and you do this dance, and you allow that energy ball to flow across your shoulders and in the palm of your hands, and then you kind of allow it to flow in the air, and then you turn around and you might catch it with the tips of your toes and allow it to flow up your leg. I'm just trying to paint a mental picture to give you an idea. So, this energy ball is indicative to the energy that we absorb during the day. Most women always absorb energy, even though they may not pay attention to it and they may not know it. Now, your symptoms may be you holding your breath, you like sucking in energy and just holding it. And you may not even realize you're doing it until you realize you're doing it, or until it's pointed out in a dream. You understand what I'm saying? So it'll be those simple dreams, like you're going along, you're catching a bus, and then you're on the bus, and then some and you get into a conversation with someone, and then I used to do this as a child. I used to hold my breath when people talked to me because I didn't want to absorb. For some reason, something within me didn't want to absorb something from them. I don't know if I exactly knew what that was or if it was an innate response to something. Um, but that's what I would do. And so you might go along in your dream and someone on the bus says to you, "Why are you holding your breath?" That simple thing. And that's all that happens in the dream. Then you wake up with that thought in your head, that whole little question, why are you holding your breath? And it will follow you throughout the day. That's your signal, your body's signal to you. Because the body can do so much, but you have to be aware of the different body signals and the different ways that the body reaches out and talks to us. And it's different for different people. I'll be honest about that. It's very different for different people because it just depends on how in tune you are or aren't. So the body will send messages and signs through our dreams as well. So that whole phrase of "Why are you holding your breath?" is a signal that they send into the 3D to say, "Hey, pay attention. You are holding your breath. Stop that. You're doing it too much." Okay? So it's your body's way, and then your brain starts going of, "Why am I holding my body?" And then your it goes out into, it's like a message into your body, like, why are we holding our breath? And the remembrance is trying to get back to you. So then it shows you how not to hold your breath and how to release. Your body takes you through this process of, this is how we heal that. You understand? At least some people do. At least that's how I get it. I won't say it in general as though everybody is going through this. I don't know. I don't hang out with people that much. So I stay to myself mostly because that's when I get the input on how to heal myself. Especially lately, because apparently a lot of us have to be, we've been inactive or hiding away and tucked away. And it's now to start time to start the cleanup. And a lot of people who have been doing the cleanup right along, they're getting tired. So this is their time to maybe go into hibernation and rest so others can take on the cleanup. Like, it's just like the earth. The earth has different people, different species, and different things, and different frequencies to clean up the environment. The earth goes through what we go through. The earth has chakra. The earth goes through a process of elimination of its toxins, just like we do. So um, we have to step that process up. It used to be that enough of us did it where it wasn't a problem. Now, as Yaki said on his video, on his video that he made, we started eating like others. We started acting like others. That's not what we're here for. We're the guardians of the planet and the universe. So we have to snap out this bullcrap and get it together. Now, if you don't want to get it together, that's your personal problem. Let me just be honest when I say, as a healer, I'm not going to waste my time anymore with people who want a quick fix to go back and forth in phase of flux of, I'm healed, now I'm not healed. I'm healed, now I'm not healed. I drink alcohol, now I don't. Now I do, now I don't. I'm not wasting my time with people like that. I'm not. I'm not going to waste my time. It's a waste of my time and energy. My time and energy is valuable. There's nothing wrong with me telling people my time and energy is valuable. Because you are in a state of flux, your bodies are in a state of flux. You don't see the value in yourself. So you want healers who are sent here to do a work that they should get paid for. to downplay their talents. I dare you. I really, really, and sincerely and truly dare you. That's sick. Do you know how exhaustive it is to take on people when they're unhealed, especially if you have certain things going on? You have to be fully alert and you have to be fully healed in, maybe not fully for some things, but in some arenas you have to really, really, really be at your pinnacle in order to deal with these things. And some of y'all don't even understand how unhealed you are. And just the other day, I was eating my fruit, and I had a mono meal of avocado, and I was like, dang. And I had the first avocados I had, oh my gosh, they were on point. Like when I tell you they were on point, they were so buttery, tasting, and delicious that as I was eating them and I was savoring them, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I mixed it with something I probably shouldn't have, because when thinking back on it, that it was very toxic to do that. But sometimes I like a little tahine on my fruit and vegetables. And I don't eat salt. And I'm beginning to understand that if I go over whatever amount that my body naturally gets from fruit and vegetables, or even when you drink water, the water has additives and preservatives. What the hell? We have to be very astute and detail oriented. This may have to be a part 2. I may have to do a part 2 to this as well. Because, I don't know, I get sidetracked, but I'm sure whatever I'm saying needs to be said. So, for me, when I go on a strip and I start talking on the strip, it may go well, it may not go well. So maybe I'll try to do some scripted videos or something of that nature. But I'm trying to get better at this. I'm trying to do what the universe, the Most High, and nature needs for me to do. I'm a shy person by nature. And people may say, you're a Leo, you're a sun sign Leo. Baby, I'm shy. Like, not around my immediate family and people that I know and love me. People that really have love for me in their hearts. I'm not really shy around those people, but people, strangers, I just kind of feel and know things. I can almost hear your thoughts in your head, and it leads me not to want to share. So, yeah. But I'm going through this process of tutelage to get used to talking and doing public speaking per se. I don't want to think about it, because when I think about it, now I want to go back into my hole like a recluse. So, yeah. I try not to think about it. So when I make these videos, I don't really think about them. I try not to anyway. I just try to kind of let it flow or whatever. And it's really funny because I'll have an opinion about something, especially the sacred ones. The sacred ones that come through, I don't like people to, I just feel some kind of way. It's like the kind of thing is you should be giving them more respect, because they're teaching you how to be authentic. It's what the world needs now. That and unconditional love. Yet you ostracize the one sent here to help you. It makes no sense. Please make it make sense. And a lot of the people talking, well, not so much now. Those people are starting to wane out, but it used to be a lot of the people talking shouldn't ought to be talking, in my opinion. My opinion alone. Not that anyone or any entity said that, but I guess it's more a thing of once you start healing. Once you start healing your inner being, you start naturally magnetizing toward the healing frequency, meaning you stop paying attention to the bull swanky and start paying attention to the God voice, not only within you, but within others. Okay? Because it's a different frequency and people can generally feel it, or they know the modalities on how to tell, um, how to perceive it. So that. But the journey is getting more enjoyable with what I'm learning from my elders and what I'm learning from my guides and getting closer to my guides and fostering that um, relationship with them, that camaraderie and trust. Because nowadays I trust them. I don't really trust others. I just kind of go with the flow and tap into them and ask them questions, or I scry to just fine tune my answers. Because I never want to be walking in and of myself. I always want to be walking in the spirit. But yeah, I'm so thankful. I'm so very, very thankful of my energy and who I am, where I come from, who I belong to, understanding that I'm an adept of the universe, of the divine, of nature. So for those of you who want to say, oh, she's an occultist and da da da, whoa, 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 think what you will. I no longer give a, no longer give a flip. I don't. I really just don't. I don't care what you think. And for the lurkers and the stalkers and the karmics, I no longer care. I no longer care because you're going to burn yourself out. As we speak, you're burning yourself out. And didn't Yaki say it? Certain things in your body, when you're doing things a certain way, it turns into potash. Pay attention. Learn. When the Spirit is speaking, learn to listen. Learn to be in the frequency of the Spirit speaking. So you stop hurting yourself and others. It's simple. We've just forgotten. We have to heal to remember. And we have to be open and receptive to listen to the divine when it speaks. No matter if it speaks through you or another. The healing process allows you to tap in and to be in solace so you can hear, feel, touch, taste, and so many others. There's thousands. You'll find that out. We're just a big old feeling, breathing, being, organelle. Like, and I may be using the wrong words. I'm trusting in spirit right now because I just had to come on here and say that. And I was guided to come on here and say that. Right now, I'm being healed as I sleep. A lot of us are, because we have to get to a point that we can understand how to take what we're being given or fed by the universe, the divine, and nature, and our ancestors, and our guides and guardians. Thank you so much to my guardian angels. Thank you to the archangels. Thank you. And also to the demons that protect. Because demons do indeed protect you too at times. God uses everything and everyone. You'd be surprised. Like, we don't use them. Never mind. Y'all learn on your own. I'll let people that are able to teach that stuff. But anywho, breathing techniques, release techniques, noise techniques, vibrational techniques. Learn to use them for your benefit. It is a beautiful time to be alive, I promise you. Beautimous! Sometimes you have to go into the middle of the woods or in the middle of a natural park and just let out primordial screams with the thought of transmutation, with the intent of transmutation. You transmute those screams because whatever energy you release lingers sometimes. So make sure you learn the art of transmutation and then let it out with the thought to nurture, protect, and provide to the atmosphere of wherever you're doing your release techniques. Okay? Love, peace, and light, protection, unconditional love, but be no one's victim. Okay? You're not a victim. Learning to let go of our imprinting. Because right now we're in a time where a lot of us have made it through our karmic lessons. And now we have to release those imprints because they've been almost, since we've gone through lessons for years, or we've been stuck in something for years, it kind of made a trench within our being. So now we're repairing that, so to speak, and letting it go, and learning new healing modalities to release these things. And for me, I am trying to totally release mainstream programming. It's not healthy. And I'm opting for listening to more of my healers speak and talk about what they talk about so that I can cross over into the modality of healing, meaning all the parts of me that need healing. Okay? Because we're very complex people, depending on your vibration, depends on your complexity, if you will. So we got to get out of this. I'm so sensitive, and they use this word and they use that word. Oh my gosh, I can't handle that word. Really, bruh, sis, please heal, because you're starting to be annoying. So please just heal yourself. Please heal. Heal, whether it be sound, vibration, whatever modality you choose to heal with. Just start healing. solfeggio frequencies, whatever, meditation, whatever, sound baths. Please just start healing. It's out here for everybody to use. It is out here, okay? Use it. Use it. We try everything else. We go to people that don't know how to heal to save anybody. They just don't know how to heal, but we'll go to them and spend our money. But to real, true healers that are really doing the job, we want to nickel and dime them. Stop it. Stop it. Because then I don't want it to ever be a thing where I can't find the healing I need because some of you don't want to pay for it. Stop it, okay? You go out here, you'll spend. What really pisses me off is we're not at the point yet where I can say, where they can say, instead of, do you want this kind of medical treatment or that kind of medical treatment? No, that's not a choice for me. Can I get holistic medical healing with a holistic surgeon? Okay? Because that's what we need in the world. Because yes, there are some people who won't get it, so you're going to have to, unfortunately, cut things away from them or cut things out of them in order to try and prolong their life until they get it. But that's neither here nor there. I won't say any more on that. But anywho, the world is changing for the better. We just need the people that need to be that need to be a part of the healing team to step into their healing and accept it and let go of the imprinting. That is no longer your life. You have been renewed by the renewing of your mind. Do you understand? Love, peace, and light, and protection. I love y'all. Now I need you to love you. Namaste.